Hi guys, Julia here with another video for JustOneMoreCard.com, and today I want to show you how I added some florals to some square tiles for a very clean and simple card design. I am using the stamp set by Altermann. It's called Beautiful Day, and apart from those huge flowers, it also has some smaller flowers which I'll be stamping on those squares that I cut with this film strip die by Pretty Pink Posh. I'm starting out by stamping my images onto those squares, and I'm using my favorite things, licorice hybrid ink. This ink is perfect for using with Copics, watercolors, pencils. It works with all kinds of different mediums. It's really the perfect ink for coloring. So I stamped all of my images, and then I'm just spraying some of my Perfect Pearls mist, that is water mixed with Perfect Pearls, on a piece of acetate. And then I'm grabbing my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. This makes me stumble every single time. And just adding a tiny little bit of color, actually I could have added a lot less than this, to those images, and picking up this Perfect Pearls water and using my brush to blend the color out. And this will give me a perfect shimmer and shine on my coloration here without having to spray it afterwards and risking that the color will run off to the side. So you can see here how I blend this out, and I repeat this across all of my images, just adding a tiny little bit of color, and then I blend this out. And I'm keeping it very loose, as you can see here. I'm not too worried to have this like real life perfect, just want to add some little detail. And then I'm coming in with a darker color on each image and blending that out. And these markers are very intense, so actually I added way too much of the dark color here because I didn't think of that, and then I had to clean off my brush and try to blend this out without completely covering the lighter color. You can see me even coming back in here with the lighter color. So I try to think of that on the rest of my images. Here I'm coming in with a darker yellow that goes a little bit more towards orange, and adding it into the shadow areas and then just blending out. I'm not so much worried about having like an artful masterpiece here, as I'm coming back in with a brown over the red here. I just want to darken up the shadow areas a bit to add some dimension, because if you have dark shadows and light highlights, it usually looks more like an object instead of a flat image. So here are my 3 colorations that I did. Try to use different colors so it would have a nice contrast. And I'm going to be using the stamp set from Paper Smooches for my sentiment, and I adhered those squares to this panel, and I'm actually cutting apart the sentiment. It doesn't hurt the sentiment at all. The stamp is not going to break. I haven't adhered those yet. I'm just making sure they're evenly spaced before I stamp my sentiment, because this kind of has to be perfect because it's a clean and simple card, and the layout and the dimensions and the distance between elements is very important here. And I'm using VersaFine ink for my sentiment. I love to use VersaFine ink because it gives a really nice dark and rich impression. And then I'm just mounting this on my card base here that I have covered with some pattern paper. I wish I would have put the stripes on there sideways, but I messed up. I didn't think of that soon enough. And of course I added some sequins from Pretty Pink Posh in various sizes, and then some dots with my Stardust gel pen. I usually do this to tie several elements together, and here the dots kind of connect the sequins, and the sequins connect the tiles, and I think that helps to get a more coherent design effect in the end. And I also added some accents with my white gel pen on the colorations that I did, which I hope you can see here. It's really hard to show in the photos, but it really shimmers very nicely thanks to the Perfect Pearls water that I used there. I hope you got inspired and you liked the project. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye bye.